Oh. My bad. So it's no secret that I graduated from high school with a 1.8 GPA. But I also just got back from MIT, so how and why did this happen? So we were about to head towards the MIT Media Lab. First time ever actually being in Boston, but being able to get the opportunity to check out where some of the most innovative minds go to gather and come up with innovative ideas. I don't know, pretty excited. I'm about to probably geek out over things I have no understanding of, so. Hi, I'm James, and I'm a legally blind filmmaker, and I primarily talk about technology and accessibility. And here's the story of how I got to MIT. As someone who was born with blindness, there's typically two paths that people can take. Whether you can go to school for the blind, or you can go to a mainstream school and hope that you get accommodated. I was never offered to learn Braille or even obtain Braille materials, and getting audiobooks would take weeks, so by the time I would obtain those, well, we were already on the next lesson. What I was offered though were magnifying glasses, digital magnifiers, and large text. Now this only goes so far because with my ocular conditions and my blindness, I can only see so much before it causes physical eye strain and migraines. It wasn't until I was in high school when I thought about Braille, and that could have been a more accessible path for me to take, but I felt like by that time I had already missed the ball. It was a little too late. As you can imagine, school was kind of difficult and I wasn't set up for success. And I can imagine that there are many people out there, no matter what their story is, maybe feel the same way. So how would that 1.8 GPA set me up for higher education? Well, the truth is, it kind of didn't. As I was nearing the end of my high school career, I was conflicted whether or not I should go to college or I should skip out, maybe do a gap year, maybe just not go to college altogether, and here's what I ultimately decided on. Now please note that everyone's journey is going to be different, and no matter what career path you want to take, well, there might be a better answer than the one that I did. So when I graduated high school, I made the sharp decision to just move to LA temporarily. This was about a 3-month journey, spending my summer in Los Angeles to kind of figure out what is it like to live on my own? What is it like to kind of rely on friends rather than parents? And what is it like to live in a place that is a bit more accessible? For me to get around, I felt trapped, and I'm sure other people feel trapped in their hometowns for different reasons. So I do recommend definitely expand your horizons a little bit, get out, go as far as you can that you feel comfortable with. So I worked while staying on the East Coast for a little bit, and I saved up a bit of money to just make the move out there. And since 2015, I've been living in Los Angeles, but I never actually went to school out here. That's because I figured out sort of this career path. Ultimately, I ended up making a film that got some recognition, and that ended up leading to all kinds of opportunities, and that ended up leading to one of my biggest achievements, which by the time I would have graduated college, I actually, in that time frame, I directed a $500,000 budget commercial campaign. Like that's kind of huge. Like that's things that people who get out of film school and then still work their ass off to do for years. And it's ultimately because of the hard work and dedication I put into, but also the recognition that people wanted to give me and the opportunities that led to. So I kind of felt like I had did what I wanted to do. I became a director. I have a footing, and that's something that not many people have when they're getting out of college. They have the education, but they don't have that experience. So I chose experience over education. Now this doesn't work for every industry. This doesn't work for every job that you would want to do, but it worked for me, and it worked for my case because I realized I wasn't set up for success from the people around me when I was growing up, academically. I wasn't given the right materials. I wasn't given the right things that I needed to succeed. So I had to take my disadvantage, my blindness, and how do I spin that into my advantage? See, we live in this day and age where we can market ourselves, we can brand ourselves. I happen to be a legally blind filmmaker, and it's unique because it really plays a role in my message that I want to do, which is give better representation and better jobs and opportunities in the entertainment industry to people with disabilities, people who are blind, and actors or working behind the scenes. It plays a role in that, and it very much landed me this commercial campaign, which I got to do that very thing where I got to hire 8 cast members with disabilities who are working, who are representing a community. And I also had people behind the scenes who were consulting, who were working on set. And now that film that I shot is going to the largest advertising festival in the world, Cannes. It's Cannes? I don't know. I'm gonna figure out when I'm there if it's pronounced Cannes Lions or Cannes Lions. People keep telling me different things. I'm gonna say Cannes right now. So what does MIT have to do with any of this? Well, the thing is, I didn't necessarily enroll at MIT, but I got this opportunity to go through their executive education program. And this is at the MIT Sloan School of Management. So last year I applied to MIT in the Ruderman Family Foundation's Leadership in the Digital Age program. So we're currently at the Media Lab in some sort of conference room. I honestly don't know what's going on.
Contact people.
Maybe there's a thing up there. So we're currently in the biometrics, something like that. Prosthesis, prosthetics, basically cyborgs and robotics. I don't understand much of this stuff, but it sounds pretty cool.
What's that?
And people can see through fog.
Yeah, apparently.
I can't even see through my own eyes. MIT was quite a cool experience. Again, I wasn't a student, but I was a participant enrolled in this executive education program. So we are currently heading to campus to start day one of the LEAD20 program with Ricky.
Hello.
And I'm also not awake. So am I getting a diploma from MIT? No, but I got a certificate, and hell, that looks pretty damn good on a resume. But that's what this is about. I took a very unconventional path, and it led me to school, but in a different way. And this program in particular was all about setting you up for success, whether it's with public speaking, arguing your argument, and your activism, which for me, I advocate for accessibility. That's a big part of my brand. That's a big part of like who I am and as a person. And you know, any way that I can improve accessibility for someone else and myself, I mean, that's a huge win. It really has been interesting being in this kind of environment at MIT. Just around some of the most creative minds, especially going through the media lab, like thinking about things in just unorthodox ways to interact with the world or create new solutions or options or alternatives. It's really gotten me thinking about potential. Although we had individual lectures and activities, we were put into groups, and these groups were tasked to put together a campaign pitch. The idea behind this group activity was to come together with random people that you've never met before, and to come up with a campaign pitch that you all could rally behind. Of course, the campaign had to have something to do with accessibility. Though in practice, I'm more in the entertainment side of advocating for representation and roles in media for people with disabilities, our group decided to go in the direction of something political. So that was kind of different for me, and I had to learn to collaborate with people who have different expertise in different areas. And though you have this sort of like idea at the end of the tunnel that you all agree on, how you get there is going to be different, and you sometimes got to collaborate and compromise with other people to get there. By the end of the week, back in the classroom, we presented our pitches for our campaigns with our groups. And hey Sid.
You're an artistic director.
So we just presented. How do you think it went?
It was not good. Can I make a statement? I'd like to make a political position. Blind people should not drive. Don't let them fool you.
She's just upset because my whole campaign is to allow for blind people to be able to take driver's ed, get a license, and drive on the road with everyone else. That's equal. That's what access looks like to me.
That's not real. That's not even real.
There's some amazing minds, I'm telling you. Like, the people in this classroom, like, so many different perspectives. And I got so much value from hearing so many different perspectives and experiences and so many bright people who are about to go out into the world and do some incredible work. And I imagine that many of these pitches that were shown, you know, they're gonna move outside of this classroom and they're gonna live, whether it's online or on like a bigger platform at some point in time here. I just wanna give you a hand. Awesome job this week.
Give you a hand. Thank you.
So at the end, we got our certificates. Not a diploma, but, you know, certificate from MIT. It's certainly something. I just want to give a big thank you to everyone at the Ruderman Family Foundation and at the MIT Sloan School of Management, because this program was absolutely valuable and absolutely important, and I hope that it continues for future classes and future people to go through, because the people coming from this class, like, they went in, they already had things established, maybe they were working on something, but oh man, it's just going to accelerate the minds. It's going to accelerate the work that these people and hopefully myself is going to do. And everyone in that classroom was certainly a leader. And I mean, I hope I'm a part of that. Leadership in the Digital Age class. It would be really awkward if I was excluded from that leadership characteristic. I hope by sharing my experience and my journey going from a very unconventional route outside of high school and finding myself at MIT for helping me accelerate my career path and my ideals, I hope that that experience helps you in some way to look at wherever you are in your life and your education or your career and think for a moment, is this the right path, or is there a different path that I need to take? I don't know you. I would like to get to know you. Let me know in the comments down below. Where are you at? Are you finishing high school? Are you about to set off on college? Are you finishing college, about to go off into the work sector? Where are you? Are you about to retire? Are you about to do a hobby that you still want to impact the world with? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope this video helped you see different today. I will hear you next time. Bye.
Child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve